Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Sean Plott. My game is HearthStone, and I am going to be the mid-ranger today. Oh no, the sun. The sun, the kittens have moved the blinds. It is a disaster, but that's okay, because season's new. Mid-ranger. And I kind of want to do a little climbing. So I have myself a mid-range hunter, and it's really cool because there's, first of all, some really key sick cards that have entered into the hunter sphere. Already, I think that hunter has, like, just the best class cards. I think hunter is just so insane. Hunter has shit card draw, and it's just a super offensive hero power, just like offensive to people sort of hero power. It's not very flexible. But my god, does hunter make up with it for the cards, man. Obviously, Savannah High Main. I just think this is the best card in the game. This card's so sick. Now we got Call of the Wild. And I thought this card was going to be not that great. But again, if you don't have the good card draws, you just plop this down on turn 8, and who do we appreciate? Did you just sneeze, baby cat? My cat's allergic to something. So I've been seeing a whole lot of people run... oh yeah, by the way, the Infested Wolf is just good stats, right? This is 5/5 total stats with stickiness for 4. So it's great. So we have this Infested Wolf, we have Savannah Highmane, we have Call of the Wild, then we have a whole lot of our just usual sickness in the form of Kill Command, Animal Companion, and then there's a lot of different builds that I've been seeing a lot of people run. I've been seeing the Carrion Grub, this guy, where is he? Yeah, Carrion Grub, it's a 2/5 for 3. That's interesting stats. And it's a beast. Cool. Run that down on turn 3. Very hard to remove. Then you Houndmaster it. Sick! There's a lot of cool builds with Desert Camel in there. Sick! This deck is a little bit more on the high end, which I like quite a lot. There's a lot more that are a little thicker down here, a little thinner up here, but there's a couple things about this deck that I'm going to be running today that I like. There's, first of all, just a whole bunch of just obvious stuff, like a Hunter's Mark, Freezing Trap, Quick Shot, 1 Eagle Horn Bow. I don't actually think that we necessarily need 2 Eagle Horn Bows, especially with the Mad Scientist. This is just a list that I'm looking at, but I have done a lot of fiddling with Midrange Hunter, and I'm actually cool having no Eagle Horn Bow, or 1 Eagle Horn Bow. 1 Unleash the Hound. This is just a good sweeper, a good clear. The Double Tundra Rhino is a really sick, interesting card, because this is the sort of thing that if you're struggling to get board control, which this deck is really trying to go for early on, you can run this out on turn 5 and just hit and clear a thing, and then just run out with the monster main in a bit later. Princess Huhuran just works so well with the simple-ass synergies that exist on the lower cards. 2 Fiery Bats, dealing damage to random enemies. 2 huge toads. These toads are huge. 2 Infested Wolves. And even though it's not the most amazing thing, it's the most amazing thing to just, like, run that out and trigger 2 dudes, but this is a deck that's trying to really bang the enemies up pretty quickly. Now, if I just, like, go look at other lists, like, super swiftly, there's a lot of people who are running this Carrion Grub against the Desert Camels. I'm seeing a lot of, like, a Deadly Shot, like cutting and Unleash the Hounds, running like a Deadly Shot, getting Harrison Jones in there. I've seen variations that don't run 2 Kings Elects. On the Hunt is an interesting choice for this deck. Again, just a very simple way to just blast someone and then really blast someone. But I'm going to be running this list. I've been fiddling with with a Fatigue Mage, man. I've been trying to do that one. It has not been going well. And I want to talk real talk for just 5 minutes. The Warcraft movie came out, and it is getting panned. It has 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I've seen something very consistently both in the chat, from people I've spoken to, from forums I've read, that if you are into the lore of World of Warcraft, it's a great movie. I've heard people say this, that if you know the lore and you are a World of Warcraft player, the movie is fantastic. It's kind of interesting. It reminds me of something that happened with the Matrix series, where the Wachowskis were looking. They went to a conference where they heard about Transmedia. And Transmedia is this idea that you tell a story or you deliver content across many different mediums. The simplest being, we have a TV show, and then we have webisodes, and then we have a short story book, and then we have an action figure that you buy and you can read a little bit of extra information on the action figure. And it's all additive. It's all... the webisodes are not recapping information on the TV show. They're new storylines that you've never seen before. The book is a new storyline that you've never seen before. And so there's... when the Wachowskis went to this Transmedia conference, they're like, oh my gosh, let's do this with The Matrix. And so they had the first film, and then they sort of mapped out on a plane the idea that there would be like a mini-series, the Animatrix, there would be this game, Enter the Matrix. And if you've consumed all this media, you see things like the Enter the Matrix game is a break off of a sequence in the second Matrix movie. Oh, it's so interesting. So, you know, when the two nerds are like, we're going to blow up the factory, like, then you get a shitload of extra content if you play Enter the Matrix of them going and blowing up the factory, which is cool. And there was a huge problem when the final Matrix movie came out that people were saying, who are these characters? What the hell is going on? There's no context to this. There was no development. Why did these two people love each other? They didn't even speak. I don't even know one in the first movie. What? And there was an argument that was, oh no, if you've consumed all the media in the franchise, then that makes sense to you. It's also an example in Transmedia of how essential it is to have a clear through line of the mothership content, of the primary content line. Most people are going to watch just the movies, and therefore that has to be cohesive. And that's why you have to be very careful with these other supporting things. So the Warcraft movie, I think, is really interesting to me for this reason, because obviously Warcraft has this incredible rich history that you can't actually just summarize quickly. Like, I recently replayed through the Warcraft 3 single-player campaign, and it took me, you know, like, whatever, 30 hours. It took me a shitload of time, because a lot of those missions were hard, and I'm not going to turn them on an easy difficulty, man. It took me a long time to go through, and that was just the third Warcraft strategy game, of which there are 3, and I didn't play World of Warcraft, and there's all that there, right? There's just so much there to consume, oh my gosh. And now we have this movie event. How interesting. Can you pack all the stories of Warcraft into the movie? No. No way, not in 90 minutes. Are you kidding me? What? No, not a chance. And there's a weird way to describe the Warcraft movie that I think is, I don't know, incorrect's a strong word, but it has an odd insinuation, which is this is for the fans. This is for the fans. This is a movie clearly made for Warcraft fans. And that, to me, feels like the equivalent of saying the finale of Breaking Bad was made for Breaking Bad fans. I watched the finale of Breaking Bad. I didn't know what was going on. It was nuts. So I think that it's sort of this really interesting new media evolution where... Hi. Is this interesting sort of media evolution where how do you tell a story in multiple mediums? Where you're supposed to have built a history here, and then this movie comes and supports that. Because most of the time, it is, here's the movie series, and everything else feeds into that. And this is, I think, one of the very first examples that says, no, fuck, that's not what the media is here. The media storyline is, the media through line is World of Warcraft. And Warcraft has a history in games. That's the mothership content. And if you watch this movie, it's additive to that. And if you did not participate in this, it won't make sense. If you watch just the Battlestar Galactica webisodes, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. If you just play Enter the Matrix, There's some pretty sweet shit that goes on in that, but a lot of it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have any context to it. And so that's what's fascinating to me about the Warcraft movie. And I think that it might be one of the most important moments in media over, you know, like that people will look back in a decade and go, shit, that was the time when the movie was not the core franchise. The game was the core franchise, and that was there to support that. And that there'll be an interesting example of a shift that happens. It could also be the fact that Warcraft is dumpster shit awful. It could be the fact that it is so bad that everyone who watches it has to go to the hospital afterwards just to recover. Right? That could be what's going on, and maybe I'm just rambling for nothing. Maybe it is so bad that it ruins movies for people. Right? Maybe that's what happens. I don't know. But I really still believe in my initial argument that it is an unusual thing because there's literally no other movie like Warcraft. There is no extremely high budget, high quality effect movie made by a notable director that is not the core franchise. It is the game. It is the game that is the core mothership. And this is additive to that. So that's really cool. So that's what's fascinating to me about that. Wouldn't that be fascinating, huh? Wouldn't that be fascinating? If that's the way that happened. Because, I mean, I think of The Last Airbender. The Last Airbender, or Avatar The Last Airbender, is just like my favorite series. I love Avatar The Last Airbender. I love Avatar The Last Airbender. And then when M. Night Shyamalan made the movie The Last Airbender, it was so bad, it hurt all of America. Right? It was terrible. But there's something there that made it... Part of what made it so bad is the fact that it was trying to retell a sequence from the original story. It was trying to do a retelling of something that was done well, and it did it in a shitty, bad, sad, bad fashion. Hit him! Yeah. Right? It was trying to do a retelling. But imagine if the movie told a side story in the Avatar universe. Imagine if that's what happened. Imagine if that's the thing that happened. It would take on a different tenor, right? It would take on something different. This is the thing that's very interesting about additive media. Media that's contributing to the core franchise versus translation, which is, oh, they did that, I'll do that.
To my side, you have done dirty and ready.
What's a really good example of additive media? Dresden Files comics. Excellent addition to the Dresden Files. Yeah. No, let me not shill that series anymore. Jesus, I talk about the Dresden Files a lot. I really love the Dresden Files. Don't execute me, you dick. Wait, you dick! To the face, to the face.
Do you have the artifact?
God, what is an example of additive media that I've recently seen that I just loved? I mean, what? To the face, to the face.
Armor made to fit.
I don't know, I'm blanking. I'm blanking on this whole thing. Fiola? I don't give a Fiola. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we get first, because I can kill Fiola. I can kill Fiola right in her light vein. Archfief Wafam. So this is actually, I think, the best play, because even if he tries to distribute his damage smartly, I can on the hunt him and then kill him. I know that I have a canonical example. I'm actually glancing over at my bookshelf to try to see if there's something that I can see there. It was really good. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh! Oh! Sarah! Oh, do you want to stick your gross paw in my water? Oh, I love you. I missed you today, baby cat. Hello. Hello. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. One, two, three, four, 5, 9, 10, 11. So I can do this and we win, right? Right? Because we do this. We do this. Did you see me compute that before I played? That was sick. That was sick right there. Bum-ba-da-da. Midrange Hunter. Midrange Hunter. So this is what makes me so interested in the Warcraft movie. It's getting just panned critically. But that might be the wrong thing. That might be the wrong thing. There's this sort of weird...
Versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Let the hunt begin.
There's something that's just rarely done anywhere in media. And that is, in this particular medium, like you pick up a book from a franchise or a comic trade paperback from a franchise, and that one single object is in the middle of the story. That does not really happen. Like anywhere. Ship it. Oh my god. Bring on the dough, baby. Master. Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like the 2 Kings Elect in this deck here. There's not very many inexpensive creatures. I mean, Animal Companion is a spell, which helps a whole shitload. Oh my god, Stent got toasted.
Welcome to the exhibit.
So I could run this down right now, and then get 2 nerds on the board. I think that what I want to do is first Animal Companion and just kind of hit here. No, I'm just going to go for the face, because this is just a 1-2. It doesn't upset me that much. So that's what's interesting, because you take Warcraft. Alright, I'm imagining I'm Blizzard Entertainment, and I ask myself the following question. I am going to make a Warcraft movie. Am I going to make a movie that completely stands on its own? Or am I going to use the ridiculous shitload of lore that I've built up over decades that people love and base something on that shit? Right? That's the question. And I'm kind of making it sound like one of them is totally obvious, and that's what you should do. Is he dead? 9. I think this is what I want to do. I'm just going to keep going to the face. This is really strong, because we have a billion damage here, and then we can even do Houndmaster and hit him in the face. That card! Ah! So he's going to go to 9, and then I can deal 5, and then this is another 5 for 10, and this is 11. So I think unless he has Flash Heal, which is very possible. Yes! I'm telling you, I really like On the Hunt. Because, I mean, it has synergy with, like, so many cards. Bit him right in the animal. Let's go ahead and play one more. This is quick games. Quick games. But isn't that interesting about Warcraft? Isn't that interesting? I think that is so interesting. Because I feel like there's a quality about movies that I believe this so strongly I want to throw up. I believe this so strongly I want to punch a child in the face, okay? You listen to me. I firmly believe that...
Greetings, traveler.
Oh, you don't have a Trog? You're dumb. I firmly believe that a movie is a short story. A movie is a short story. A nice, compact, tiny, neatly contained tale. In particular, I recognize this guy's deck because I love running it. Unbound Elemental. By the way, I don't know if you guys can hear my baby cat in the background. Knocking around her little toy. She's so cute. I want to kill that so it doesn't get huge. A movie is a short story, and I think it's very dangerous if you try to take something that is a short story length of like 100 minutes and say, it will be epic! There will be 4 plot twists, 10 major characters that die, that get resurrected at the end, a love line, an action sequence, drama, men, women, children of all ages will love it. Like, you just know, no one cares to that degree. You're wrong, you're mistaken, you're wrong, and you're bad. Yes, yes. Like, that's... I've watched enough movies that sort of like, we have a huge scope, and we're almost over. And I'm like, but wait, I don't care about any of the characters you've introduced to me. I think I do this because he's gonna get so low. I mean, look at this. And then I can run out the Lion King. This nerd's gonna go back to the hand. I took him in and says, this is why I'm so glad they did Game of Thrones as a TV series. That's such a good point. That is actually the best example. I will use that in the future when I go on this rant. Game of Thrones as a movie? Kill me, man. Are you serious? Who watched the first Harry Potter movie after reading the first Harry Potter book? And that's not an extremely long book, right? And even then, it felt like they were in a real hurry, right? The Goblet of Fire, the book, compared to the Goblet of Fire, ugh. The movie? Oh, are you kidding me? This is gonna hurt him. God, Game of Thrones would suck as a movie. Oh my god. Watchmen, a comic book. That movie was like 3.5 hours long on the director's cut, right? I mean, this is like the difficulty of taking longer form stories and trying to compact them into a movie. So, There's another struggle on the business end, which is that movies are also like the only thing where you can get these insane budgets. Well played. They're the only things we can get these insane budgets for. So again, if I'm Blizzard and I'm trying to make a movie budget piece of entertainment, how do I make it? What is the structure of the story to maximize the success of the creative medium, or the creative media, excuse me, using these words a lot, the success of the particular piece of media, the movie, on a creative side, the financial success of this piece of media? What do I do? And I think that's a very, very, very smart and interesting, it's most of all a fucking interesting choice, that Warcraft as a movie, I've heard so many people say, I play the game, I love this movie. Went a little fast, had some weird transitions, but man, I knew all the characters, and there were like 40 characters that you had to know, and I knew all of them, and it was great. And then I read these reviewers that are like, oh, there's so many characters, how are we supposed to know all of them? And it's so fucking interesting to me. Be right back, I'm gonna take a quick break.